Position on the member stand side. Oh, Jesselenko! You
back to Zaharakis.
Welcome to episode 2 of 3SSR's Footy Hit. I'm Peter Terrace.
And I'm John Donohoe.
Yeah, and okay, there was a big round of football in round 7. John, name the winners.
Well, it all started with the much hyped game on Friday night with Essendon and Geelong going at it, and everyone thought the Bombers were a good chance here in this one, but the Cats showed their premiership credentials again this year and blazed away with I think it was a 5 or 6 goal third or fourth quarter there, but Essendon were very inaccurate, and what a game it was though. And we move on to Saturday, and no one expected Richmond to win this one in Adelaide. No Trent Cotchin and
no Grimes.
No Grimes, and look, they came out and blitzed the Power and might have gotten their season back on track.
Though Chris Knights, unfortunately, is out for the season. That's disappointing. Sickening
injury.
He's been in really good form.
Dislocated knee, and he had surgery, and he'll be out for the year now. And Saturday afternoon also saw West Coast getting their season back on track again with a massive win over the hapless Lions. Don't know where the Lions are at the moment, but
Michael Voss is in
a bit of trouble, it would seem, and even Lee Matthews thinks that Vossi might be in a little bit of trouble and may not see the year out. But Majak Daw came out on Saturday night and kicked 6 goals.
6 goals 4. He almost kicked 10 if he was a bit more accurate.
6 goals 4 against the Bulldogs, and look, it was close there at one stage in the third quarter, but North showed a bit, and look, they're going to be a really good side throughout the year. But Majak Daw, an excitement machine, so I'm sure we'll see a lot more coming from him. And then the other game on Saturday night, we saw the grand final rematch, and it was much hyped as well, like the Friday night game, and everyone thought that, the Hawks might get turn the tables on them, and they did. They did that. They
got revenge.
They were clinical in this one. They were that good. Sydney, they lacked a bit. They don't play that well in the MCG, although they've got the wood over Hawthorn because they did win the big one, but they never play well at the MCG. As you saw last year, they lost to Hawthorn, they lost to Richmond last year at the MCG, so not a good ground for them, but they do have the grand final win under their belt. Another game on Saturday night over in Perth, Freo defeated Collingwood, which not many expected. I must admit, I did tip them.
I did tip
Freo. I did think though, once John O'Griffin went down, that Freo would be in a bit of trouble. But look, they fought hard, and Michael Walters absolutely in career best form, and could be an All Australian small forward this year if he keeps going the way he's going.
Yeah.
At the moment, he sure is. Yesterday it was a tough day for GWS at their first game at Skoda Stadium for the year, and got beaten by about 130 points there. And Tom Lynch, former St Kilda player, came out and snagged 10 goals. So
what did you guys get for him anyway?
Not a clue. I think we traded a draft pick, and I think we got about pick 40 or something.
A mistake for that.
He was struggling to get games at St Kilda, so good on him, and well done to him for kicking 10. And the Crows moving along nicely. Got a game against St Kilda next week that they could win again.
Maybe Tom Lynch might kick 10 against his old team again.
Who knows? That'd be the ultimate up yours to St Kilda there if he does that. But the final game on Sunday afternoon was a rabble by one side. Gold Coast absolutely destroyed Melbourne.
I think that's the first. That's got to be their biggest win.
Yeah. And it's their first ever win in Victoria.
Yeah, and Melbourne are just doing terrible.
A 60-point demolition of Melbourne. I tipped Melbourne. I thought, they're at home. They'd want this win. It's a winnable game. They were rubbish. No fight whatsoever in them.
I mean, thank God Chris Dawes was there. I mean, come on.
He had 3 disposals to about three-quarter time.
So nothing.
I don't know where Melbourne are at. Mark Neild's another one who's going to struggle to keep his job, I think, in the coming weeks. They've got a tough run ahead. And Gold Coast, moving along nicely. I think they're 12th on the ladder or something. 3 wins now, 3 losses. So they're moving along nicely.
They've already capped at what they did last year.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
They're obviously on the improve.
So if they can double that again this year, they're going the right way about it. And obviously Ablett's in scintillating form with another 34 disposals yesterday. And look, their youngsters are some of the best going around. Jay Romero had another blinder. So look, promising signs for the Gold Coast.
And
Tonight's game?
Your tip for tonight, St Kilda.
Tonight's game, we got, well, it's a bit weird. Monday night footy happens every year. St Kilda 140th celebrations. Look, I give St Kilda a shot in this one. I don't know why this is. I just have a feeling that St Kilda are going to come out. They're going to play well. They're going to want to do this, win this one, get their season back on track. They're not going to make finals. We're all aware of that. I know that. I think the club knows that. They just want to bet. They just want to show a bit though. So look, I think they're going to come out. We have a good record over Carlton. Last 2 years. The last 2 games they played against them last year, we beat them pretty comfortably. And look, if Cruiser plays, he could be a big difference for them. But look, I'm tipping St Kilda. I'm going to go with the Saints because I think they've got a lot to prove tonight, and they could come out very nicely and show a bit tonight.
Well, I'm going to say the Blues. Well, now we're going to say round 8's tips. Now I'm going to ask John what he thinks. West Coast and North Melbourne. I'm personally tipping North Melbourne.
Yeah, very interesting one. A replay of last year's first elimination final. I think the Perth factor has something to do with it. North are a good side, but look, Nat Nui, Cox, Kennedy, they're all firing, and West Coast are getting their season back on track. So I'm going to tip the Eagles in a close one there.
Interesting one. Chris Dawes might play on Nat Nui. I think that's going to be a cool duo.
Chris Dawes?
Yeah. No, Chris Dawes. Majak Daw.
Majak Daw. That could be a.
Chris Dawes is just going to North Melbourne for the day.
That could be an interesting duel actually. So it'll be a great battle. We'll see how it pans out next week.
Essendon and Brisbane.
Essendon are going to win this comfortably. Brisbane are a shambles at this stage, and look, they need to work something out because. They're not in a good way.
How about Hawthorn and GWS?
Hawthorn GWS
it could be a tight clash.
At Aurora Stadium, Hawthorn's record at Aurora Stadium is crazy. I think they've won 90% of their games down there, and
against the team that's currently last.
Yeah, they're gonna cruise home in this one. I think I wouldn't be surprised if they rested a few of their stars. Mitchell, Hodge might have a rest this week. Who knows? But they're gonna get home comfortably, I think.
Western Bulldogs and Gold Coast.
This could be an interesting game now. It shapes up as an interesting game.
Because the Dogs have really improved.
But Gold Coast is showing a bit. I don't know if the Dogs can win this one. Gold Coast Stadium, they beat St Kilda up there earlier in the year. The Dogs and St Kilda probably on par, we're as bad as each other. I really think the Gold Coast will win this one.
Collingwood and Geelong. Collingwood came off the loss. Geelong are unbeaten. I'm going to tip Geelong here.
I'm tipping Collingwood to lose 2 in a row here. So Geelong, look, it'll be a tough one at the MCG. There'll be a packed house. I'm sure there'll be about 80,000 people there. But I think Geelong are going to be too classy. They're going to go 8-0.
Sydney Fremantle.
This is also a tough one.
I tipped the Dockers.
Also a tough one. I tipped the Dockers last week as well.
Well, after beating Collingwood, I am convinced that they are a top 4 team.
They're gonna struggle in the ruck department though. Now that Griffin's out for the season, I believe, and
Kepler Bradley's
out for the season. So
Sandilands is nowhere inside.
Mumford's gonna probably slot back into the side, and they might get 1 or 2 back. So I think the Swans are gonna bounce back. It's at the SCG, smaller ground. Freo like to run and spread more. On bigger grounds, Sydney are going to have the edge at home.
Okay. Carlton, Port Adelaide. I reckon Port won't lose 2 in a row. I can't see.
You don't think Port will lose at home, away from home?
Look, they've lost 2 games in a row. They've really improved this year. I genuinely think they can beat.
I think this is going to be a close game. Etihad Stadium. Port don't usually travel well to play very well at Etihad. I'm going to tip Carlton in a close one here. I think Port are going to show a bit though. Carlton by 12, 15 points for me.
Okay. And Richmond, Melbourne. I think this one's going to be quite easily Richmond are going to win.
You would think so. If Richmond lose this, there's a few problems.
They get back Cochin most likely. They get back Grimes most likely.
Vickery should come back. Okay. Yeah. Look, Richmond will cruise home in this one at the G, and look, I think Cochin, Martin, Deledio might have a day out on this one, and Jackie Rewalt might kick a few goals here because Melbourne are in trouble at the moment.
Adelaide and St Kilda.
Yeah, last game of the round. Adelaide are cruising along pretty nicely at the moment, and look,
Tom Lynch kicking 10.
Yeah, St Kilda traditionally don't play well at Amy Stadium, so look, I think Adelaide will win this one, but St Kilda might show a bit. But look, I think Adelaide might win it pretty comfortably. So.
Okay, well that's all we have time for this week. We'll be back next week.
Position on the member stand side. Oh, Jesselenko!